Welcome to one of our many visits of the Rocky Mountains in Alberta and British Columbia. On this particular trip we concentrate on places we haven't seen for the last 7 to 8 years. Leaving Vancouver, our first stop will be in the Shuswap Lake area, where we set up camp, and are surprised to find white Indian paintbrush, as well as some other surprises, like a hungry ground squirrel. I am also waiting for the call to supper, but in the meantime I take a photographic side trip. The first 3 or 4 days we will spend in British Columbia. Then we will cross over the Great Divide into Alberta. All our plans for the side trips are hinged on the current weather conditions, which at the moment are on the wet side. Just passing by a small vegetable garden, I shoot everything that interests my mind. And even those small animals are very interesting. Like how do those bees survive the winter? Late in the evening we're wandering by the hummingbird feeders of the campsite operator. These birds always amaze me. They can flap their wings 30 to 40 times a second, sometimes even more. By building this new bridge, one of the bottlenecks of the Trans-Canada Highway has been eliminated, a project that took over 2 years to complete, making the highway a lot faster and safer. The bridge is a showcase for modern technology. The river underneath the bridge is used for recreational float trips. This is most likely the best way to see the country. Also the best way to lose weight. Guaranteed you lose a lot of sweat. The Trans-Canada Highway is going from one side of the country to the other, almost 8,000 kilometers long. Our next 2 stops here, first the falls and then the campsite. It is one of the highest waterfalls in Canada, dropping down 380 meters or 1,200 feet. Especially spectacular in sunshine. On this trip, the sunshine was not present for the first few days. It is a narrow valley surrounded by high mountain peaks, and the sun, if it shines, hits the falls in late afternoon. The noise is not all from the falls, but also from the wind it generates. We are walking back to the parking lot and then drive out of the valley to the Kicking Horse campsite. Back on the road, it's time to find our campsite. A more luxurious accommodation. These views can be enjoyed right from the campsite. There is a valley with a glacier peeking out. It's a very scenic location. Can you see something unusual? When I see Indian paintbrush, no matter what color, I always get out the camera and take a few shots. Actually, that is true for all objects of interest. But this is my favorite wildflower. A stopover of Lake Louise is coming up. It is a cold, dreary, rainy day, but one has to prepare for it in the mountains. Even though the weather is bad, we decide to walk out to the other end of the lake. I can't get over the color of this water. Very popular are tours on horseback. Just rent the horses. A frozen waterfall. Rain or shine, I shoot everything interesting to my eyes. The flowers protect themselves against the rain by dropping their petals. The inside of the Grand Lake Louise Hotel is like a mini shopping mall you can browse through on your own leisurely. One can find all kinds of souvenirs, really precious items of great value. It's a grand hotel, but it has burned down a number of times in the history, but was always rebuilt bigger and better and more expensive.
Then it's back on the road, ready for new adventures. Hopefully the weather will get better.
Which it did the next day. The road trip between Banff and Jasper counts to the one of the most spectacular ones in the whole of North America. The scenery is simply breathtaking on a clear day. stopping at Crowfoot Glacier to stretch our legs.
We are on a short hike to a scenic overlook.
Today we are blessed with perfect weather conditions, and shortly we will stop at Baidu Lake.
Since it was first observed in the 1890s, Pito Glacier has lost up to 70% of its volume. So not only is it melting and it can flow downhill, the ice is also getting
5% all the way down. 好在影片上面
This is probably the most scenic lake in the Canadian Rocky Mountains. There are numerous pullouts or rest areas on the road for making pictures or just taking a rest.
The next campground is Waterfowl Lake, an idyllic place for all sorts of recreation.
Fishing, boating, hiking are the main activities. And again we spot white Indian paintbrush.
What a beautiful mirror reflection. Cottonwood trees or bushes.
A wild mixture of plants,
A number of hikes start right from the campground.
white Indian paintbrush is quite rare for me.
In the late afternoon I'm going out to a lake where I'm hoping to spot a moose. The dark spot in the center might be one. Oh yes, it is one. But I am half a kilometer away from it. A canoe would be ideal to get closer. Well, I have enough to do just to hold the camera still.
They love to eat the underwater plants for its nutritious values.
This is the beginning of the next day and the weather is looking great again. Beautiful. On the first stop, a big crow is feeding her young. Nice lookout point of the highway below and the surrounding mountains.
A nice long waterfall is coming up. Like I mentioned it before, the road trip alone is worth seeing it. It is spectacular.
Coming up are the Columbia ice fields. We were on them last year, so we just stopped to take a couple of pictures.
All the glaciers are melting at an alarming rate.
Take note of the unique, even tectonic plate movement of the Earth. These mountains are pushed up from sea level. Our next campsite near the town of Jasper, where we will stop over next.
Again, my favorite wildflowers.
And a storm is brewing in the background. Here we will do our necessary shopping and then try to get out of the bad weather. Marine Canyon is today's highlight. We will spend half a day exploring this canyon. For the second half, a boat cruise on Marine Lake is on our agenda.
It is a very narrow canyon. The water is cut out from the rock. It is quite interesting to see how the water can carve its way through the hard and soft layers of the rock over millions of years. A big falling rock got stuck in between the walls. The lines or the layers of the rock is an actual timetable. Some red frozen snow. It is really remarkable how deep and how narrow the canyon is.
this is the point where we decide to turn around and go back up again.
Here, on the individual layers of the rock, you can actually count how long it took for the water to carve it out to the present excavation height.
Now we will drive out to Malin Lake for the boat cruise, but this here is Medicine Lake, which drains sometimes completely during the summer. Half an hour later we arrive at Malin Lake.
We are ready for our boat trip.
Going over it, you have 40 settled down.
Because our water here is very cold. It never gets warmer than 4 degrees Celsius. You hold on to something. It's starting to warm up. Hopefully become a really nice day today. Your mortar itself that has cycled through the tumbling snow that will snap the trees like twigs as the avalanche is falling. That would be my hand. You're looking at the pinky.
We disembark for a short visit of Spirit Island, just a 15-minute stop for taking pictures and then we heading back again.
For me, this picture alone was worth the trip.
Transition from the boat to the road. Waking up the next morning, we notice blue skies and we hurry to get on with our next excursion. A hike to Angel Glacier is on our program. And here we are at the parking lot for the hike. Henriette will take the short and easy one to the bottom, while I will take the harder one up to the Albine Meadows. From there it's the best place to take pictures of Angel Glacier.
The black lines are yearly freezing amounts of the glacier. Again, an indication how cold the weather was in that particular year.
A marmot on my way up. Quite a lot of switchbacks, but at every opening I take a shot. Don't know whether the weather will hold out. I am about 3/4 up and the view is just gorgeous. An hour and a half later, I'm at the end of the trail and take a well-deserved rest first. It was definitely worth to come up here. It probably is the last time.
One needs to take time to absorb it all. I notice a face in the glacier.
Take a look at the sweatshirt. No gain without pain. But on the way down, I can enjoy the view again.
A lot of hikers on the trail on a sunny day.
Melting water from the glacier runs beside me, and we're ending our trip to Angel Glacier. On this day, no special plans, just a relaxing walk along the Athabasca River. Enjoy the scenery, the fresh mountain air, and whatever floats down on the river.
Oh, nice! I am amazed how one man can steer the big flotation boat.
Floating down the river certainly looks enjoyable. A little obstacle course. Whoa! Where did this come from? Keep still. At this point, we decided to head back to our campsite. The bear didn't look aggressive, but better safe than sorry. The next day we left the Rocky Mountains and headed for Wellscrape Provincial Park, another place we wanted to see again. Basically a good day's drive away from the Rockies, but the scenery is gorgeous and the meadows are full of flowers. I should mention it's late July and very warm summer weather. The following morning we are a bit too early. There's too much fog and mist around for clear pictures at Helm Canyon Waterfall. Another very impressive sight. 140 meters drop or 450 feet. The whole valley dropped down that much, leaving sheer vertical cliffs on both sides.
This should indicate how the valley dropped down, probably because of an earthquake. Like mentioned before, 140 meters, creating Helm Canyon Waterfall.
Like a written book, the rocks tell their story. Everything is on the surface, clearly to see for the inquisitive eye. Indeed, a very interesting place. The very next day we deliberately come an hour later, but there's still some fog around, so we have to wait. No problem, we just cruise around and come back an hour later. And this is it.
It cleared up for better pictures.
Yes, a very impressive waterfall, but the main attraction is Clearwater Lake and the fishing. All kinds of fish, including rainbow trout.
A lot of people just come for the fishing.
Interesting shrubs I've never seen before. Then a butterfly who gave me a hard time to photograph. And finally a good catch before leaving. For our last adventure on this trip, we planned a bear watching excursion.
By boat.
After cruising around for over half an hour, we spot a black bear on the shores of the lake. Now all we have to do is be still and shoot pictures from the safety of the boat. The bear has clearly seen us but doesn't mind at all. And we keep up with it by turning the motor on at times. The sound does not disturb it at all. This is a very convenient way to shoot wildlife pictures. No risk at all.
They said little, it killed a little tough sometimes too.
The bear is just trying his luck to find some food. Just motor noise.
So ends our trip and I say goodbye, au revoir und auf Wiedersehen.
And one more reminder of Helmcan Waterfall in Earls Grey Provincial Park.